I am Gayatri, working as assistant professor in EC department at SNS College of Technology. Today I am going to discuss about the topic Hypertext Transfer Protocol for the unit application layer for the subject Principles of Communication Systems. The Hypertext Transfer Protocol, the HTTP, stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is a main way web browsers and servers communicate to share information on the internet. The time burner invites the HTTP transfer protocol. The hypertext is a type of text that is specially coded with the help of some standard coding language called Hypertext Markup Language (HTML). The HTTP2 is a new version of HTTP and HTTP3 is the latest version of HTTP, which is published in 2022. HTTP, this stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is a set of rules for sharing data on the World Wide Web. Key points: the basic structure. The HTTP forms the foundation of web, enabling the data communication and file sharing. Web browsing. Most websites uses HTTP, so when you can click on the link or download that file, the HTTP will work. The client server model, the HTTP works on the request response system. Your browser client asks for the information and website server respond with the data. Application layer protocol, the HTTP operates within the internet protocol suite. Meanwhile, the mobile data is transmitted and received. The HTTP, the protocol used for transfer the hypertext between two computers, is known as Hypertext Transfer Protocol. The HTTP provides a standard between web browsers and web server to establish the communication. It is a set of rules for transferring the data from one computer to another. The data, such as the text, images, and other multiple media files, are shared on the World Wide Web. Whenever the web user opens their web browser, the user indirectly uses HTTP transfer protocol. It is an application protocol that is used for distributed, collaborative, and hypermedia information system. The working of HTTP, this URL, for example www.facebook.com, is now sent to the domain name server DNS. Then the DNS first checks the records for this URL in their database, and then DNS will return the IP address to the web browser corresponding to this URL. Now the browser is able to send requests to the actual server. After the server sends the data to the client, the connection will be closed. If we want to something else from the server, we should have to re-establish the connection between the client and server. The HTTP connection, the client and server will be there. First, the client will send the request to the server, and the server in turn responds with the response request to the client. After receiving the response from the client, the client and server TCP connection is established. The HTTP request is simply termed as an information or data that is needed by the internet browsers for loading a website. This is simply known as HTTP request. There are some common information that is generally present in all HTTP requests. These are mentioned below. HTTP version, URL, HTTP method, HTTP request headers, HTTP body. HTTP status code. The three-digit status codes are known as HTTP status code, are most frequently used to show if an HTTP request has been fulfilled successfully. The 5 blocks below represent the breakdown of status code. First one informative, and second achievement, third one reorientation, and fourth one will be client mistake, and fifth will be error on the server. The advantage of using the HTTP is that memory usage and CPU usage are low because of fewer simultaneous connections. Since there are few TCP connections, hence network connection is less. Since handshaking is done at the initial connection stage, then latency is reduced because there is no further need for handshaking for subsequent requests. The error can be reported without closing the connection. HTTP allows HTTP pipelining of requests or responses. Disadvantage of using HTTP: requires high power to establish the communication and transfer data. It requires less secure because it does not have any encryptions. HTTP does not offer genuine exchange of data because it is less secure. Assessment: what is the difference between HTTPS and HTTP? Is HTTP is stateful or stateless protocol? What is the role of cookies in HTTP? Thank you.